Hello everyone, I am Muhammad Anis. Today I will be covering the first unit, Introduction to Business. In this session, I aim to provide you with a complete and clear understanding of the chapter. First, we are going to understand a very simple but important concept, human activity. So, let's get started. Human activity refers to any work, action or task that people do in their daily life, either to earn a living or to satisfy their personal need. Human activity simply means all the activity in which we participate from morning till night. Human activity are classified into economic activity and non-economic activity. Economic activity means activities are those activities which are undertaken with the object of earning profit. All the activities that we carrying with the intention to obtain money from others. So, what do you mean by non-economic activity? Non-economic activities are those activities which we are undertaken to derive the psychological satisfaction and not for earning profit. A mother preparing food for her family is a perfect example of a non-economic activity. She does this out of love, care, and affection and not for any monetary reward. Such activities are motivated by personal satisfaction rather than income. So, the economic activity are further classified into profession, employment, and business. Profession means it may be defined as an occupation which involved specialized knowledge, skills, and training. That is known as profession. A person engaged in profession he is known as professional, and the remuneration obtained by the professional by providing service to client is called a fee. So we can go to employment. What is employment? A person employed under an employer, that process is known as employment. A person who providing employment, he is known as employer, and the person employed under an employer is known as employee. There exists an employee-employer relationship. So let's go to the types of employment. Full-time employment. Full-time employment means an employee in which an individual works on the basis of number of hours are fixed by the employer. Such a type of employment is known as full-time employment. And the part-time employment, it is a form of employment where an employees are work fewer hours than a full-time employee. Such a type of employment is known as part-time employment. And casual employment means such casual employees are selected on an irregular basis. Their engagement depends on the need and the requirement of the business. And let's go to the contract employment. Contract employment, the employment, this is a type of employment that carry out for a fixed duration of a specific task provided by the employer. After the expiry of the contract of employment, this type of employment is getting over. The contract employment is getting over. What is apprenticeship? Apprenticeship is a practice of training for individual in a particular trade or profession. A person undergoing apprenticeship is called apprentice. So let's go to the seasonal employment. The seasonal workers providing service on a seasonal basis. This is just like casual employment. Seasonal employment is just like casual employment. In seasonal workers providing service on a seasonal basis, they get the benefit of social insurance protection. So what is business? Business refers to those economic activities which are regularly engaged in production, purchase, and distribution of goods and services with the object of earning profit. A person engaged in business is known as entrepreneur. So let's go to some features of business. Business is an economic activity. Business is a regular activity. Business include production, purchase and sale of goods and services. And the main objectives of business is earning profit. And also we can add uncertainty of return as a feature of business, because business is a non-predictable activity. We cannot predict whether the business is profit or loss in future. So let's go to the objectives of business. Objectives are classified into economic objectives, social objectives and human objectives. Economic objectives is the main objective, the primary objectives of business. Some of the main economic objectives are listed here: earning of profit, exploring new market and creation of new customers, innovation and improvements in goods and services, growth and expansion of business operations. And let's go to the social objectives of business. Business being a part of society has obligation towards the society also. Some of the main social objectives are providing employment opportunity to public, supply quality goods to public, providing goods at a reasonable price, ensuring fair returns to investors, avoidance of unfair practices, production of goods in accordance with the national interest and priorities. Business activity is generally carried out through the human objectives of the business and may thus include economic well-being of the employees, social and psychological satisfaction of employees and development of human resources. This is the human objectives of business. So business is further classified into industry and commerce. Industry are engaged in production and processing of goods. Goods includes consumer goods and capital goods. And in industry are further categorized into three: primary industry, secondary industry, tertiary industry. And primary industry classified into extractive industry and generic industry. Extractive industry, which are engaged in extraction of something from nature. For example, fuel, tree cutting, oil exploration. Those are the examples of extractive industry. And let's go to the generic industry. Generic industries are those industries which are engaged in reproduction of living organisms. Dairy farming is the example of generic industry. And we can go to the secondary industry. Secondary industries are those industry which deep in material extracted from the primary industry. Example, iron to steel, converting iron to steel, wood to furniture. This type of activities are placed in secondary industry. Secondary industries are classified into manufacturing industry and construction industry. In manufacturing industries are engaged in conversion of raw materials into finished goods. For example, converting iron into steel. Iron is the material that extracted from the primary industry and converting that iron into finished goods. This conversion takes place in secondary industry. And what is construction industry? Construction industries are engaged in the construction of road, bridge and dam, etc. So let's go to the tertiary industry. Tertiary industries are providing support to primary and secondary industries. What type of support they are providing? They are providing support like transportation support, banking, insurance, warehousing, advertisement. Okay, so we said before that business include industry and commerce. The topic industry is over, and let's go to the commerce session. Commerce include trade and aids to trade. What do you mean by trade? Trade means buying and selling of goods and services with the intention of earning profit. Trade are classified into internal trade and external trade. When the trade take place within the boundaries of the country, you can call it as internal trade. It means that both buying and selling person within the country. Payment for the same made in national currency is also called inland trade or national trade or home trade or domestic trade. On the basis of scale of operation, the internal trade is classified into wholesale trade and retail trade. Wholesale trade means buying and selling in relatively larger quantities is called this type is called wholesale trade, and buying and selling in relatively smaller quantities, this type of trade is called retail trade. So let's go to the external trade. External trade is also called foreign trade or international trade. When the trade takes place across the boundaries of a country. In other words, external trade refers to the trade between the nations. So let's go to aids to trade. Aids to trade means the activities which support trade is known as aids to trade. That means the what type of support including transportation, insurance, warehousing, advertising, banking. As we come to the concluding part of today's session, let us now turn our attention to the final topic: micro, small and medium enterprises. Micro, small and medium enterprises are classified based on their investment in plant and machinery. So MSME are classified into micro enterprises, small enterprises and medium enterprises. Micro enterprises, they having investment in plant and machinery up to rupees 1 crores. Such a type of enterprises are known as micro enterprise, and investment between 1 crore and rupees 10 crore in plant and machinery, such a type of enterprise are known as small enterprise, and investment between 10 crore and 50 crore in plant and machinery, such a type of enterprise are called medium enterprise. Those enterprise plays a crucial role in the economic growth of India. So the government of India providing various concession and financial assistance to promote the growth of MSME. Some benefits are easy availability of loan, government procurement priority, low interest overdraft, concessional electricity, rebate in tax, 30% discount on IP protection. Okay guys, today's session is over. I hope this session help you grasp the concept well. If you have any question or doubt related to the topic, please comment down below. See you in the next video. Thank you.